What is going on, guys? We are back on MTGO for a Legacy Cube because this is what's gonna be available until Kaladesh is released online. And from what I've heard, but I don't know if it's actually true because I didn't check the exact list, they removed most combos from the Legacy Cube draft, um, which makes Force of Will a bit less good, I would say, but I think it's still what I'm gonna pick here. Pack is decent. Celestial Colonnade is very good colors, very solid manland. Council Judgment I think is quite underrated. Excellent removal, can deal with anything. Even a True Name Nemesis, just quite good. Force of Will is always quite great. I really like playing with that card. Then I guess Thundering Titan could go in an artifact build. Dragon Lord is strong, but given my preferences and yeah, I feel like Force of Will is the strongest card now. Some people might think otherwise, obviously, but people are casting powerful things in Cube. In Vintage Cube even more, but in Legacy Cube still a lot of powerful things. And having a way to deal with that no matter what mana you have available or what you are doing is good. I guess you need another blue card, obviously, but still. Nothing great in that pack. I'm just gonna pick Misty Rainforest. It's a blue dual land. It's one of the best. It's a blue fetch land, sorry. One of the best you can get. Fixing is important, obviously. There's nothing I like a whole lot here anyway. Frost Titan is fine, but that's still the weakest of the Titans and not my favorite win condition if I'm leaning towards a control deck. So I feel like Rainforest is the better option. Alright, interesting things here. Watery Grave could be something. I can fetch it with Rainforest, so it's kinda nice. And I could, if I go blue-black, that'd be good. Then Compulsive Research I think is great. It's a blue card, great card draw spell. Works very well with Force of Will and in any type of control-y build. And then you have two pretty sweet white cards, Banishing Light and Mentor. Banishing Light is good and I like removal, but I would feel like Mentor is more unique and more important for that reason. Mentor works also quite well with Force of Will. That being said, I think I should just stay in mono blue for now. Like, Research is just one of the better card draw spell you can get, and I will need a decent amount of blue spell to pitch to the Force of Will, so feels like a safe, efficient pick that I can make here. Okay, Incendiary Flow is in the cube now, nice, and some picture are messed up. Primage, for me, Primage has always had a messed up picture. Like, I've never actually seen. I mean, I know the real picture because I was playing Paper Magic back in Alara. Same with the Divining Top, but I actually never seen the picture online. I think they are always not working. But either way, Repeal is fine, but not super exciting. There's a Sphinx Rev, which I'm actually not a huge fan of. It takes a lot to make that work. That being said, if there are less combo and maybe control is a better strategy, maybe Sphinx Rev is decent. Not a huge fan, but I think the other option being Repeal, top I think is just worst anyway. I think I like Repeal more than Sphinx Rev. Maybe not. I'll pick Sphinx Rev. Not a huge fan though. Selfless Spirit, a new addition, pretty sweet card, but probably not great in a control build. Wake Thrasher. So there's most likely still a no, it's not Grim Monolith, it's the other one. It's a Basalt Monolith that taps for 3 and you can untap for 3, and with Thrasher you can make it infinite. Well, not really infinite, but you can make it a 100 if you want. So there might still be the monolith in the cube. Otherwise, that card is kind of underwhelming. Not a huge fan. Nothing I like a whole lot here. Sorin is decent, but not amazing. Yeah, there's really nothing I like. I don't know. I'll pick Sorin in case I end up blue-black control, but pretty an exciting pick, all in all. Ooh, Collective Brutality is a sweet card. I really like that in cube. Like, there are really some powerful instant and sorceries. That seems like a great card in Cube. I'd be happy to pick that. Kiora could be an option. Like, I have a blue-green fetch land. I'm not sure which Kiora it is. Yeah, she deals with a permanent, basically. And you can draw and play a land. And oh, that's the one that makes a 9/9 each upkeep, each end step, I guess. And that one is pretty good. That's the Theros one. Yeah, looks fine. Kind of like Collective Brutality, though. I think that could be it looks like a really good card to me. Okay, Read the Bone, some more card draw. Sheoldred is kinda cool if I end up Reanimator, but I'm not sure that you can actually play Reanimator in this new iteration of the cube. I'll go with Read the Bone, which is safe, efficient, and good, I think. I mean, it's cube, so you have some really powerful card draw spell, but Read the Bone is not much worse than Compulsive, I think. Big Doomblade here, pretty efficient removal. And yeah, I think we are gonna play blue-black control. I'm not sure if this is good in this iteration of the cube, but I guess we'll find out. Wharf Infiltrator just doesn't seem great to me, because in cube you have a lot of removal, so this will pretty much dies. And I don't intend to play many creatures. I might even not play any creature if I can. I think Regrowth might be a better option, just because I might be able to splash green, and Regrowth is pretty decent, I think. We'll pick Quagmire here. Well, Den Protector you could say is a better Regrowth, though I don't think it's true. At least not in a control deck. I'd rather have Regrowth and not pay 5 to get a card back. So could also pick Stomping Ground, which is fetchable with Rainforest. Well, I'm probably blue-black, so nah, I'll pick Quagmire. Temple of Mystery. Oh, there's a Slaughter Pact too. Slaughter Pact is kinda cool, like, the ability to kill something without any mana is really sweet. I think I'll pick that over Temple. Mystic Snake is a sweet reason to go into green, I guess. Or at least to splash green. Alright, so this cube, well, last time I played cube it was Vintage Cube, but this still feels quite weaker than the last Legacy Cube I played, but it was a long time ago, so, I mean, by a long time ago, probably 4 months, so that not that long, but still, I remember the cube being slightly more powerful. So I guess if there is Exarch, there is probably still Kiki-Jiki and Splinter Twin, otherwise this doesn't make much sense, so yeah, I don't think all the combos have been removed. I'm not even sure where I read that, but I was kind of dubious about that. You know, it was on the internet. I really don't know where it was, but it seemed weird to me, and it really doesn't look like it's the case. I think Tasigur is pretty good here. If I can get some more fetches, cheap removal and card draw, can probably play it for quite cheap. And you know, I'm playing Sultai, so that's the right dude for these colors. Obviously you play it in a blue-black deck, you don't have to play green, but seems decent. Dissipate could be an option. I like counter spells. Inquisition is fine. I think Tasigur is quite unique and pretty good in this kind of decks. Ooh, they put the Battleman, so is there the Garrison too? Most likely. Toxic Deluge is a very good removal in black. There's also Deep Analysis, which is an amazing card draw spell that I can pitch to Force of Will. Unfortunately, you remove it from the game, so you know, otherwise it would be little bit too good. So you cannot flashback, but still, it's a good card. Yeah, it's definitely between this and the Deluge. Deluge. Not sure how you pronounce that in English, but either way, I think I like Deep Analysis slightly more. Lingering Souls with a nice picture that I did not. I think I've seen the card once, but I mostly know it with the original art. So there is Kiki-Jiki and there is Exhume. So actually, Reanimator is something in this cube. I think I like Serum Visions more than Muldrifter. It might seem weird, but I find that cantrips and cheap card selection is really, really great in Cube. Even though Moldrifter is strong. Now there's a Batterskull, which I kind of like, especially when I'm playing blue-black. When I'm playing blue-white, I feel like this is less important because you can gain life with things like Face Feathers, maybe a Baneslayer, or stuff like that. But in blue-black, having Batterskull is actually something I like quite a lot. It's also a very resilient threat because of the return to its own owner hand ability. I think I'll pick that. Ooh, Control Magic, Flooded Strand. Well, I don't have any blue-black land to fetch yet, and I passed the Watery Graves. I might get the... hopefully I'll get the Underground Sea at some point, but it's not sure that I will. Brainstorm, not great, but I have one fetch, so it could be decent. That being said, I think Control Magic is just a better option. Alright. Ooh, some sweet options here. Nahiri. I mean, we are not in this color, unfortunately. Mimic Vat is a card I haven't seen for ages. Kinda hard to make work, but pretty sweet. It was really, really strong in Mirrodin Limited. I think it's a bit weaker in Cube, but funny card nevertheless. I don't think we want Harbinger. Part of the Water with Veil doesn't seem super exciting. Could splash for Ojutai, maybe. I think the thing I'm the more likely to do is splash for Ojutai. Okay, Languish is nice. I did not pick the Toxic Deluge, so I kinda like having that. Ever After is interesting, but we don't really want that. We are not gonna play many creature. Maybe not even one creature, so... Ooh, Elder Deep Fiend, that's a sweet addition. Cannot really play that though, but... Oh well, that's nice to know. And Profane Command, which is good, but when you are not playing creature, it loses a bit of value because two of the abilities are not that great. I'm not sure that I will want to play that actually. Maybe City of Brass is just a better option, though City of Brass is not great in a control build. It's better in mid-range or aggro. Maybe I can play Elder Deep Fiend. Who knows? Probably not. I don't think I will play Profane Command though. Yeah, there is a Garrison, so someone might try to do that. Okay, I'm gonna pick Bayou though because it means that my Rainforest fixes for blue and black, which is great. This gives me either blue or black, so that's quite nice. Well, I have enough removal that I will not need to splash for Song of the Dryad. This will not really happen. I guess Koth could be troublesome. When you are playing blue-white control, I like blue-white control more than blue-black. First because of the life gain things I was saying before. Like, I think some things like Face Feather really helps. And also, blue-white with Oblivion Ring, effects, Face Feathers, Council Judgment can deal with Planeswalker, where when you are playing black, a Planeswalker can really destroy you. Either way, we'll pick the Scrubland in case we want to splash for that Ojutai. Who knows? Could be something. So right now I really have enough card draws. Like I think Deep Analysis, Compulsive, and Read the Bone is great. I have, I think, a fair amount of spot removal, especially since, you know, Control Magic is a removal. And then one sweeper. I'd rather have Damnation, but if I don't get Damnation, this will hopefully do the trick. My finishers are looking kinda decent. I could use some more Planeswalker, I think. Some more cheap cards. Deck is looking fine. Not amazing. Fixing is mediocre, but existing. Ooh, and Burial Rite could be interesting, though I don't think... No one is playing Mono Red? I mean, that's a good news, because as much as I can see myself winning against Mono Red burn with blue-white, if I have cards like Face Feather, Baneslayer, and, you know, these kind of things, with blue-black it's much harder. So, decent. I don't think we'll splash for Sphinx Rev, especially since we just have enough card draw spells, and that all those card draw spells are better, I think. Could play the Tomb though, because Tomb means that even if I draw my Bayou, I can still use the Rainforest to fetch for black, which is kind of good. And now we are getting to the point where I think it is worth playing the Snake, because it's only 1 green, it's a really good card. I can pitch it to Force of Will if I don't have my green. And I have really free fixing for green, where the fixing for white is not great. I cannot fetch that with anything. And even though I think Ojutai is stronger than Mystic Snake, this is much easier to splash. And it's also a good card. Polluted Delta is quite great, but I think we need to be Counterspell. Like, Counterspell is really the spell you want in your control deck. Like, it's the best counter. I think Force of Will is close, but Counterspell is just amazing. It's cheap. It's what we want. I mean, I like Venser a lot. I think Time Warp... Well, Time Warp is decent, but not looking great because we don't have many Planeswalker yet. And this really becomes good... really becomes good when you have a decent amount of Planeswalker, which we don't have. Yeah, I think we want Counterspell, and I don't think we are willing any of the other card I mentioned that could be good in the deck, unfortunately. Scalding Tarn is not really fetching anything useful, so yeah. And it's not very likely to wheel either. That pack is not great for us. I mean, Lumbering Falls is interesting, I guess, but not super appealing. There is Gift, which is sweet with the Unburial Rites we picked, but splashing for white might not be that easy, and we don't even have a fatty to, you know, the combo is you pick only 2 cards and you open it as to put both in your graveyard. You pick this and a fatty, and this package gives you Reanimator and whatever you can fetch, basically. Ogre of Bolas is a card I don't like at all. That being said, we do have a bunch of instant and sorceries in this specific spot, like 8, 9. Yeah, that's not even that great. I think we'll pick Dress, which I think is a very main deckable and good card in Cube. Obviously, Sotzis is slightly better option, but Dress is fine. I don't think we want to play Thing in the Ice. I'll pick Abrupt Decay though. I think it's a good card. It can deal with some Planeswalker, not all of them obviously, but you can, you know, kill a Liliana maybe. That can be good. You can also kill Opposing's Oblivion Ring. Slightly more versatile removal. I don't mind adding that. And again, the splash for green is really free at this point, so feels fine. But not super happy about these 2 pick though. I mean, the cards are fine and I will play them. It's just not extremely great. Liliana Vess is fine, but I think we want one of the 2 counter spells. I love Daze. It's a really card I like a lot, but I think Remand is just better though, so we'll pick that. If we will Maelstrom Pulse, I will play that because it's a great removal. Like, this deals with Planeswalker, for example. It's also useful if they have, you know, they play, I don't know, what's the name of the card? I cannot remember the name right now, but for example, the 5/5 for 7 in green that puts X-Plant token, which is the number of land, and then they grow bigger each time you play land. But anything that puts a bunch of token you can deal with Maelstrom Pearl, so it's really a great card. That being said, I think it might wheel, where Remand is certainly not wheeling. Shadow Mage Infiltrator is fine, but I don't love playing some creature in a deck without creature. Like, Snake is utility, it's a counterspell, not really a creature, and Tasigur is just good because it's cheap, but I don't really want to play mid-range creature. That being said, Grave Titan is, in my opinion, the best finisher in black, so that's great that we got that. It's amazing. Ooh, Underground Sea, sign me in. Wretched Confluence is a good card, but it's not the best of the Confluences. And actually it's more of a 2 effect card because return target creature is not something we will want to do often, and the sea is just great. It's what I want for my fixing. It's a card I need, it's a card I want. Temple of Deceit could be more fixing, which I don't mind. We are not playing Weep of Erebos, which is another card I haven't seen in quite a bit of time, but it was pretty unbeatable in Theros. But you know, if you are not playing creatures, it's not good. Yeah, Temple of Deceit looking pretty solid here. If we are willing that post, that'd be great, because again, the splash for green is completely free. It would fit the curve very well, and it would be a great removal. This deck might want to play Dark Petition, I think, because we will often have the spell mastery, and we can pick up whatever we need, an answer to whatever they might have. One of our finishers. Yeah, it's looking solid to me. Ooh, Polluted Delta Wield. I certainly did not expect that, but that's a nice gift. Sylvan Advocate is sweet. It could, I think it could be decent in that deck. Play as a, you know, a 2-mana threat, but Delta is just so good here. We got a bunch of really, really great fixing in the end, which is great. No one's playing the mono green deck. Alright. We are kind of short in playables though. Like, this is 19 non-land, 19 spells. That's really short. I mean, this regrowth can be added to the deck. I think this was the pack with Maelstrom Pulse, or maybe it's the next one. Yeah, I don't really want to get Ravages of War, and I will not play Stronghold in a 3-colored control deck. Oh, the Pulse Wheel, that's great. That's really, really a neat addition to that deck, especially when I have Dark Petition. That's just amazing. I don't think we'll play Living Death. The issue is that if you killed a few creatures early on with your spot removal, then it's not really a Wrath effect. Like, I don't want to play that in a non-reanimator deck. Wretched Confluence is a nice addition to the deck, though. And Westvale Abbey we will not play. Okay, so we are lacking one playable right now. I think I would have been happy to cut Thorin Markov. I just don't think that card is great, but it's fine. It's a threat, it's a finisher. Deck looks strong to me. We just need one more playable. And nothing seems great, and I will not splash white. Even though I got a Polluted Delta that can fetch the Scrubland, that just doesn't seem right to do. I guess this deck could play 18 lands though. I have enough card draw spells that I don't think I should worry about, you know, flooding out and not having enough things to do. And I really want to hit all my land drops until, you know, to the turn 6. And, you know, Wretched Confluence is even more a card draw spell. Card draw if needed, so Tasigur is card advantage. Yeah, I think we can play 18 lands and be happy with that. Mana base is looking really good. Do I want to play one forest? That's a I'm playing 4 green spells and they are all pretty nice. So I don't really need, yeah, I don't really need a forest though. Like, unless my opponent is playing Path to Exile, which there's only one of in the cube. I will always fetch Bayou or Overground Tomb if I can. And not being able to cast a counter spell or Languish because I have a forest into play could be really clunky. So I'm just gonna check the number of black we have. So everything here is black actually. So this is 7 black sources, and 1, 2, 3, 4 blue sources. So right now I have more black than blue in my mana base, and I have more black than blue in my deck in general. I guess this is double blue too. Force of Will not looking great. I only have 6 of the blue spell. I think it's still fine. You know, you can always artcast that. It's not the worst. We want pretty much an even split at that point. No, certainly not that, because I already have a bit too many. 6-5 I think looks decent. 6-5 would mean 12 black, which is way more than enough even for Thorin, and 10 blue. 10 blue is 12-10, or I can make it 11-11. It's probably more of a 12-10 because Thorin and because I have more black. You know, these 2 spells are black too. So that sounds good. Except that we have 20 lands for some reason, so I'm pretty bad. So I guess we'll remove 1 island and 1 swamp. Not sure if it's me or MTGO that messed up the land the number of lands. I'm just gonna check back on my number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 blue sources, and there should be 11 black. 6, 9, 11 black. Why is there 2 forests in there? I didn't... Oh, that's why my mana base is... No, I don't want any forests here. So yeah, it's gonna be the 10, 12 I was talking about before. I'm just gonna make a last check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 13 black actually? That's a lot, right? No, 12, 7, 10. Yeah, 12 black, and there should be 10 blue. And that seems very solid to me. And, you know, green. Green, well, green, I'm a bit lighter on green, I guess, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 green I think should be enough to cast these. Especially since I have some card draw spell, I should get my green. So that's the deck. Sultai control. Seems good to me. I have the right amount of card draw, the right amount of answers, and the right amount of finishers. And those are the 3 main things in control, so sounds good to me. Hope you enjoyed the draft. Feel free to drop a like if it's the case. You can also leave a comment, share the video, or subscribe to the channel. All of these are appreciated. And thank you for watching, and see you for round uno.